Hello, everybody. Etienne Miller again from Royal LePage Miller Groups. 4 agencies, Westmount, 2 in the West Island, Royal LePage Global, Royal LePage Elite in Beaconsfield. We have Royal LePage Heritage in Westmount, and then we have Royal LePage Global MTL in Saint Michel, corner of Pinneuf and Gentineau. We just opened that one not too long ago, just before Christmas. And we're pretty excited about it. Now, mortgage brokers, we also have a mortgage agency, Omnium Capital Alliance. It's a Dominion lending franchise with my partner, Marco Morandala. He'll be joining us soon, hopefully on one of these lives, so we can talk about that part of the business. And today, I want to introduce you to one of our newest brokers that recently joined our Westmount office. Let me let him in. Chris, are you there? Maybe not. Let me try this one more.
Hello, sir.
There we go. Look at you all tanned.
I went and got this blazer just for this, imagine.
Yes. Next time is going to be the tie with the shirt and the blazer.
I know.
So thank you for
doing this. It's very hot here for
Chris.
a blazer. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a bit about you and why you decided to join Miller Group before we introduce you further.
So quick background, I've been in real estate for a few years as a broker and as an investor. I own a couple properties throughout Montreal. And I started off being in a team, great team, nothing bad to say about them, but it just wasn't for me. You know, I was working very hard and no name was being built in the process, you know, so I wanted to kind of branch out. Obviously, after that team, I ended up moving here, which when I changed from the team to another company, it was very difficult, you know, to manage everything from here, visit-wise, and it was a logistical nightmare. Let's just put it that way. And we met when you were doing those one-on-one with brokers, which I loved. I think you liked seeing me at the pool too, which was pretty funny.
It was awkward, but yes.
It was awkward.
I thought to myself, what's going on here? Should I leave?
Should I
stay on?
I'm glad you stayed on.
No, and by the way, just so you know, I do this and I keep doing it, and I'm reaching out to actually all of you guys. You think I'm recruiting you. I'm not. I want to get to know you. And it might lead to some business in the future. You never know. So Chris is an example of that. So great. So you're in what part of Florida right now today?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale by the sea, as we speak.
So you will now, your intention is be a broker down in Florida, live there, develop it.
Yeah, my intention is to not only, you know, farm the area of South Florida. And South Florida, for those who don't know, spans all the way north from West Palm Beach, all the way down to South Miami, right before the Keys. So not only am I trying to farm this area, I'm trying to farm and start marketing in Montreal as well as other areas in Canada to bring Canadians down here. I mean, for those of you who've been here, there's a lot of Canadians. My building, out of 360 units, about 50% of them are Canadians. So there's a very big market that could either be relocating fully, you know, with everything going on pandemic-wise, a lot of people are looking at their options. But, you know, secondary homes, vacation homes, this is the you know, the best spot to come right now.
So, and we never know where Miller Group will end up. We want to conquer the world, and there's an opportunity. So your license is with us here. You're still going to do real estate in Montreal, as you're saying. But
correct.
And let me ask you, is this something that, because I was thinking about that, we talked about it on Clubhouse a couple of days ago. As a real estate broker, we're oftentimes only focused on the transaction at hand here in Montreal. But why not propose or get into a conversation of, hey, Mr. Vendor or Mr. Buyer, do you guys go down to Florida? Is that a place where you go on vacation every year? I don't know. Why not just start talking about it? I'm sure there's opportunities that we're missing as real estate brokers or mortgage brokers where maybe that conversation could lead to, well, yes, we go every year. We rent a house, a condo, whatever. And then that could be an introduction to what you have to offer, because it's not just buying, selling. It's also managing, or what do you call it? Concierge
services. Exactly. So we basically, we go beyond the transaction where a lot of people here aren't in town. They come here. Some people own a place here, and they come 2-3 times a year for a week or two at a time. So in those moments of vacancy, it could either be for, to rent it out. If anything needs to be done to your property, to make sure someone is there overseeing the whole process, making sure the property is ready to go, clean for your arrival. If you're coming with a family of 6 during the holidays, the last thing you want to do is all these logistical things and figure out, step 1, step 2, step 3, and that wastes a day, even a day or two out of your trip.
Yeah.
So to kind of have everything taken care of, so that it's practically like you're coming to your home, but you're almost coming to a resort. You're coming to enjoy your, every single minute of your vacation.
Yeah, and I think that you also yourself find opportunities where you can maybe buy, fix up, flip. Is that something that you or I dreamt this?
No, yeah. I mean, when there's a great deal, there's a great deal, and in certain areas, we didn't get involved in a lot of flipping. Myself, where I never thought I would do it, in the sense that I was there doing the demo. I now know how to put tile. So if you need any tile work in your house, you can call me. Very minor. Obviously, I won't touch, anything that has to do with plumbing, electricity. But there's a great market, and labor here is also very affordable. Unlike, I know how labor is very expensive in Montreal. But I think, yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. Are you saying there's opportunities though? Is this something that Montreal can do? And what about
as
taxes
a flip?
and
Yeah.
all that stuff?
So, I mean, for taxes, obviously, it's you're looking at more. The biggest thing is cost of ownership down here, regardless, and if it's a flip or if it's a vacation property. Your currency exchange, I guess the Canadian dollar now is at what, 30%, 35%. That's usually the biggest issue that everybody has, because if you have $100,000 budget, well, you don't. It's $135,000 budget, and that number goes up exponentially. And you're also not finding anything here for $100,000, but there's a lot of cost. There's a lot of, as a Canadian, most places here, and I know it's the norm as well in Montreal, but even if it's your first property, you need to put a 20% down here, unless you were to have some sort of credit history or assets within the country. It doesn't have to be the state or the city, within the country, which, let's be honest, a lot of Canadians, they don't. No one, they'll come here on vacation. They won't own property. They won't have credit cards or lines of credit in the country. But if I could just go back to something you were saying when you were mentioning that as a broker, it could be a conversation to be had, with your vendor and with your client. I think it's something on both ends, in the sense that as a broker, being in Montreal, even if you knew that your client was looking for a property in Florida, I think that the farthest you would take it, not because you don't want to, but because you don't know, would be a basic referral fee. And it would be just going to whoever you're affiliated with and sending them a 20-25% referral fee. Same thing goes for the client. I don't think most clients, even if they are looking for a property, I don't think they would go that far to think that my broker in Montreal could maybe help me get a property in South Florida. Right. A lot of people think it's very difficult when, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the exact same transaction you're doing, just, not overseas, but cross-border.
No, but it's having access to the database. It's having access to what neighborhood's is better than others, and not just sending them off to anywhere.
Yeah, no, for sure. You want to know, even being a broker in Montreal, you want to, especially that market is such a big market for Montrealers, you want to get some sort of an idea on again, you don't have to know all the market stats, but you need to know, the main areas, the main touristic areas, the main areas for investment properties at the time. I mean, so
you're not doing just one type of or one category of property. It's from whatever to whatever, luxury stuff. I know that you posted some nice properties that I had a chance to reshare, some nice multi-million-dollar property. But you don't just do that. You're covering the full spectrum.
Correct.
I don't think there's that much opportunities for commercial, nor would I think that's, but is that something you touch?
I mean, we do, if there is a need. It's not something I'll touch or I'll look into on the daily basis. If I have a client looking for a specific, I mean, I had a client, he's actually here. I ran into him on my way to this meeting. He's from Montreal. He has a place in my building, and he just bought a restaurant, actually. Just bought a locale, and he opened up a restaurant. Yeah. Right down the street. So, I mean, there are certain people, look, at the end of the day, one of the easiest ways to, be able to live here full time, because as a Canadian, usually I think it's 6 months, is a working visa, and the easiest working visa to get is an investor's visa. You just need to have money, you know. So some people who have the cash flow to invest, to them it's a no-brainer, especially with what's going on. They get to open up a business here, live here full time, and you know, as long as they're paying their taxes with the IRS, they're, you know, they're reaping the benefits in the state.
Okay. So I guess you could also help out with financing. You must have some people to refer, because I know that there's programs with TD for Canadians, for Montreal, for Quebecers. There's RBC also that has certain products.
RBC is a very good one, correct.
So you have that set. You can refer.
Yeah, we work very closely with mortgage brokers here. A lot of mortgage brokers, being in South Florida, have dealt or currently are dealing with Canadians. There are actually a lot of Canadian mortgage brokers that many years ago brought their business down here and that are doing it full time here, you know. So it's always good to, that's who I would refer my clients to, the same way that I would hope people would refer their friends and family in Canada to myself, because I was born and raised in Montreal. You know, right there's something you can relate on. So, you know, if you're dealing with a mortgage broker who knows, maybe your kids went to the same school, maybe you guys grew up in the same neighborhood, just these small points of relation, you know, can make the transaction feel a lot more comfortable than being, listen, when you're dealing with a professional in another country, forget another city, you know, a whole other country, it could be intimidating, you know. You don't know what the laws are, you're not really sure what they're talking about.
And you have also your Ontario, is it Ontario? No, your BC license.
No, Ontario. Yeah.
Close enough.
BC's a bit too far.
It's only 5,000 kilometers away, but
exactly. Good I wish.
So what kind of so you've developed this triangular network?
Pretty much. There's a lot of people from Toronto too. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I got it was during the pandemic. I wanted to do, you know, I was taking some online courses just, you know, to pass time, and a buddy of mine came to visit me down here, and he's a broker in Toronto with Royal LePage, and he said, he told me, he said, you should do it. So it was honestly very simple. All I had to do, because I had my license in Quebec active, all I had to do is basically, they sent me the exam. They sent me the material. I had to study it, take the exam, and that was it.
So just another question that's not necessarily pertaining to Florida, but when you were with that so-called luxury agency in Montreal, have you felt a difference, or from going from a so-called luxury brand to a Royal LePage Miller Group brand?
Honestly, most definitely. Number one being, and I'm not gonna, you know, not to drop any names, but the company, the luxury company, is a very big company known throughout the world. But when you're talking about more local transactions, not necessarily multi-million-dollar properties, it actually caused many issues for me, where I lost a lot of deals because they tell me that they don't think that I'd be able to take care of the property because it's not worth $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 million, which you and I both know is very wrong. So I think with a company like Royal LePage, you know, it has a name throughout the country, in Canada at least, and you know, there's properties there's rentals for $1,200 a month, all the way up to, you know, multi-million-dollar properties. So I think that it's a name that people are not necessarily, it's not about, you know, the other brokerage people with the name were so impressed with and all that, and, you know, but when it came down to doing it, it wasn't great. But Royal LePage is a name that people feel comfortable with, regardless on the price of your property. And I think that to me it was a no-brainer, you know, to be with a company that people feel comfortable with.
And of course, you could do the commercial with us. You could do the residential, the high end, the entry level, and now the Florida market is opening up. So I think it's exciting. I think it's a great idea. I think we, as a Montreal-based or Quebec-based brokers, should add that to our portfolio, that there is opportunities there. One thing I'm going to do personally is I'm going to add to or suggest for my brokers, my clients, to add to their portfolio an example of a purchase of a condo in this area or that area, and how much it could mean as an investment. Because you were talking to me about certain prices, and I thought, well, wow, it's much more affordable than I would have thought to be sitting on a balcony, as you've shown me many times, and getting that view. Can you talk to tell us a bit about that? Like, what are the prices roughly for oceanfront?
So oceanfront, it really depends on the area. Again, I don't like to speak about Miami, because to me Miami is very saturated. It's very busy. they're having trouble putting up buildings there. There's no more beachfront in the area at all. And I mean, if anyone's been to Miami recently, it's not what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. I like to look into the more up and coming areas being North Hollywood, where the airport is, Fort Lauderdale, where I am, and Pompano Beach, which is the next city up north. And the properties here, some obviously Ocean Front being still pretty expensive, are relatively affordable compared to your West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, Hallandale. You can get if on a good day you can get a property, a 2-bedroom on the beach for maybe $500,000, a little bit more, which
Okay.
is a lot of money to pay for a condo, but you're on the ocean. The view, I mean, you've seen the view. I'm not upstairs, so I can't show you, but you've seen the view. To me, it's worth every penny, But look, here we're also very big on foreclosures. As negative as that sounds and as sad as that could be for certain people, that's how other people take advantage of that situation. I have a personal friend from New Jersey who bought a 2-bedroom right up the street from me on my street for under $300,000.
And am I wrong here, or maybe this applies to Florida? But the foreclosures you can buy for what they owe on their mortgages, and not like here in Quebec where it's actually fair market value. You don't get deals here, but you do in the States. And
so we have what we call a pre-foreclosure and then a foreclosure.
Okay.
A pre-foreclosure, you'd be paying market value for the property.
Okay.
You give it a month or two, it'll become a foreclosure, and you can get a property for dirt cheap. Honestly, it's crazy.
So I'm gonna say this now: if you're looking for deals, if you're looking for opportunities, or if you're looking for a vacation home, condo, whatever it is, reach out to Chris, or you can reach me directly, or Meller Group through all the different medias. You know where we are. We're everywhere. We're omnipresent. So Chris, thank you so much. We'll do some more of these. We're going to talk about different areas in Florida. And awesome. Maybe we'll do it in French next time, because I know you're fully bilingual too, so you can assist with the... All right, Chris, thanks a lot.
That's perfect. Thanks for having me, Etienne.
Enjoy the weather.
Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.